Well, I received a call one day from Jane McMeans. And she was with the Heritage Society, and they were planning to dispose of the railroad depot. It was a downtown Sugar Land from the early 30s. And they said they were considering putting it in a park someplace. And I said, what are you going to use it for? They said, it's a playground. I said, I think it might be better being an office for the chamber. And we were interested in helping them if we could. So she said, well, you can have it. All you have to do is move it and put it where you want to. So with that, well, we found this acreage, which we had set aside for the chamber. We cut the building in two. We moved the building from its old location to this location, and it also was full of bees. There was just an interior collection of beehives you couldn't believe, and it took a while to get rid of them. And then we had the builder, we had to pick the building up and put it back down on a foundation that had to be pre-measured, which it was, and then it was located here, and we tried to maintain the exterior appearance so that people would look at it and give it some historical value.
We came from very humble beginnings, either renting some space on FM 1092 or little temporary buildings or things like that. So when we brought the old depot over and made it the executive offices of the chamber, I remember we did that in pieces. We cut it in two, we pulled it over.
The time it took to move it was probably in one day. And it had to be loaded onto a trailer and then physically moved by the trailer slowly through the city to this location. In fact, it was about a horse race. In other words, Charlie Howard, who at the time was very active also in the chamber as I was, and he rode his horses alongside while trucks brought the chamber building down here and scooted it onto this property.
And we walked the property because the actual location for the chamber sits on a piece of property that's a very irregular shape. And at that time, it was just kind of open land. And so to understand the dimensions, I guess you really had to walk it.
I can tell you about the exciting day that we moved the building from its resting place there by the Imperial Sugar Company. I actually was working at a bank that was we were building a new building, and my colleague and I, we scampered up about 8 flights of stairs just so that we could watch the procession, because it was quite a parade when they actually moved the building.
You're wondering about the building and what I've seen over the years. Funny thing is that I was the chairman of the Chamber Building Expansion Task Force, and I can't remember what year that was, but
1901, I think.
1901. Yes, when you were in knee pants.
That's right.
And I remember that the chamber as it sits now was a lot smaller. And during that period of time, we added this large room that we're in, and we also added a patio with help from the community.
It caused a big stir in the community, and people, it was truly like a parade. And I think everyone in Sugar Land, newcomers as well as the old-timers, were just so thankful that the building was going to be saved and reused.
I guess it's like anything else you do. You're proud of an accomplishment. It's that simple.
History of the chamber in Stafford, I think, really relates to the beginning of the chamber. It was formed in 1971, and the reason I remember that, or remember working on that, and you may, Logene Foster, and the attorney in Sugar Land, and I drew up the original Articles of Incorporation and bylaws for the chamber.
The chamber started with 2 or 3 people sitting around a table back years ago and thinking, and now look back on it, I said, golly, this is what happened. Mostly for the good. I don't think anybody ever expected what was to happen over the next several decades. With a lot of the old-time business people here, I got involved from several different aspects of it. Everybody knows that Fort Bend is a very unique area in the sense that we have multiple cities. And
the cities of Stafford, Missouri City, and Sugar Land had a combined population of less than 10,000. and had very limited commercial activity in it. It was at that time, though, that it was felt by some of us that commercial activity was key to the growth and development of Fort Bend County.
A friend of mine, Mike Casey, told me that if you really want to know what's going on in Fort Bend County, you really want to get involved, then you really need to join the Chamber, and furthermore, you ought to join the Chamber Leadership Program. And I did, and it was the best thing that I ever did for my business and also for my personal life. I met a lot of friends. And
me too.
Yes, and Bruce too.
I think that the Chamber has been a friendly atmosphere for business professionals to come together in the community, to get to know one another, to work together, to really maintain the quality of life that we enjoy in Fort Bend County, and also, I think, to promote a very healthy business environment.
If you want to find the best business people in any place, you go to the Chamber, and that's where they are.
You're right. These are people that want to be involved, and it's fun working with people like that.
Just can't think of another way for a business or a professional person to be able to associate with so many people, and so many people of a like mind, so many people that are interested in a healthy, vibrant, economic environment.
The Chamber has stayed abreast of issues that affect our business climate and have been able to come back and report their findings and, again, just keep the membership involved and informed.
Carrie put together a list of benefits to the members last year as part of our wrap-up for the year, and there were 80 plus substantial, tangible, identifiable benefits to the members.
But the Chamber has always been the watchdog. It's been the problem solver. It's been the visionary. And I think it has played an invaluable role in making this community what it is today, and more importantly, what it will be in the future.
I see the Chamber going at this point is just up. I mean, the Fort Bend continues to grow. We talked about it a little earlier about how things started, and never thought we'd be where we are today. And I think that the future is really bright.
The future of the Chamber, I think, really is reflected in the future of our community, and we have an extraordinary community. And when I say extraordinary, I mean that people throw superlatives out all the time. But when you look at the quality of life, the quality of education, the opportunity for business, the diversity in our community, which is something that is a model for the whole country, if not beyond, we're a reflection of that, and our Chamber, the future is limitless. For the past 41 years, the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce has fulfilled its mission to create, enhance, and serve the members of our community. We are the advocate for business in Fort Bend County.